Hey, Christy Mattoon here with Mind Rewire. I hope I catch you at a good time so you can actually sit down and watch this one. I was just asked a question and asked to come on and just do a quick video on this, so I thought I would. And what they were asking me was, does your mind affect your physical well-being? And my answer to that is simply, of course it does. How can it not? And the way it works is what you think creates your reality. Here's the truth. A lot of us were taught that we're going to be sick. As you get older, things in your body are going to go wrong. The longer you let things go wrong inside your body, the worse it's going to get. There's nothing you can do about it. It's just the way we are as humans. And if you take the medicine and do what the doctors tell you to, you might be okay. That's what we were told. And honestly, that's what we've been taught. And so that's a really harsh way to live your life. What I know now is that what you think directly affects your physical body. The chemicals that your body expresses because of what you're thinking will directly affect the way you express health, illness, the way you allow yourself to heal, the way you talk to yourself internally will help you either heal or stay ill or become ill. And so the more you're able to redirect your thoughts, become super aware of what you're saying to yourself, the easier it is to start to heal. The easier it is to change the patterns, the easier it is to make adjustments in yourself in order to affect your physical body. Now, here's the reason I know this is because I was there. It's a case of been there, done that. Years ago, I was about 300 pounds, had all kinds of autoimmune issues, had all kinds of symptoms, all kinds of things going on inside my body. And the more I thought about it, the more scared I got, the more I went into fear, the more the doctors told me about what would happen next, the worse it got. And literally they would tell me like, okay, well, this is the disease title. Here's how it works. Here's probably why you have it. Maybe it's genetic. Maybe it was whatever they thought it was. And here's the next things that are going to happen. Here's your medication. Here's the symptoms it will cause. And basically, good luck to you, right? We've all been there. What I found out coming off of all the medication was when I didn't focus on the illness, when I focused on health, health increased. Did it totally change everything? Pretty close, but probably not. Is there still things I suffer with and fight with? Yeah, to some degree, but I can actually stop them pretty easily once it starts happening. And so what I want you to know is that when you think about health as if you were healthy, as if it's totally finished and you are where you need to be inside your body, inside your system. Don't think about health, meaning illness and disease and what could possibly happen next. If you're thinking like that, you're probably going to get what you're thinking about. When the doctors told me that I was bipolar, when the doctors told me what that meant and why he thought that, I never questioned it. I never second guessed it. I just started taking the medicine, and that started a chain reaction that sent my system spiraling out of control faster than I can even tell you. And correcting all of those little pieces brought me back to, why did they say I was bipolar to start with? It had nothing to do with what was going on immediately in my life or even what had gone on in my childhood. It was based solely on the symptoms and their textbook definition, their little box. I got stuck in the box of what that word meant, what that disease title meant to them. But they never asked me what was going on in my life, as far as, like, this is a psychiatric office, right? And they're not even asking me, well, what's happening? What's going on in your household, right? It was never really a conversation. It was always about what the symptoms were. And I always felt like I was going up and down. It always made no sense. It always left me feeling jagged and like an outside of body experience. I always felt like I was crawling out of my skin. And that was the same words he would repeat back to me and then add a little bit more onto. And then I would start noticing the next symptoms that he was giving me. And it was a crazy, weird road. It was horrible, horrible way to live for quite a few years, actually. The medication, I believe, is what caused most of my weight gain. It's also what caused a lot of the other issues I started having after that. And then it was seriously the same cleanup process that I had dealt with pretty much with everything else from my childhood all the way through, is how do you clean up the system and how do you rewire your mind to get it to do something else? How do you get your body to express chemicals that are going to heal you instead of hurt you? Because I was frozen hardcore in fight and flight pretty much my whole life. So my answer basically is your mind can definitely directly affect your physical well-being. It can affect illness. It can affect health, which is why it's so important to have positive, not only people around you, but your own positive internal structure set up so that when you're talking to yourself, you're telling yourself great things, healthy things, and always as if it's finished, not like there's a process to it. If you build process into the system, guess what? There's going to be a process. Healing is no different. If you build process into the system because you learned there had to be a process, guess what? There's probably going to be a process. If you can cut underneath all of it and redefine your system, redefine the way you feel, put different words to it and visualize it as if it's finished, you're going to have a whole different outcome way quicker. Does that make sense? I hope so. I've seen a few people flash in and out of here. I hope this helps. I hope it made sense. Always speak positive words over yourself. Speak words of life if you're speaking anything. This is a good example. This is my one of the kiddos that I know, little tiny guy, 7 years old. In his household, when he sneezes or coughs or whatever happens, the first thing out of his mom's mouth is, "Oh, you're getting sick." And then he repeats it, "Oh, I'm getting sick." And I'm like, you have to quit telling him that. He's not getting sick. He just sneezed. It's not that big of a deal, right? And if he is catching a virus, put your hands on him and kill the virus is the way I look at it. Do we have control over those things? Speak words of life, right? Pump good information into the system from an emotional standpoint, and even colds and viruses will change. It'll all end up being different. Have questions, comments, concerns, comment in the box below. I'd love to answer your questions or tell you more about what I think on this stuff and even how to kill a virus. I'd love to talk to you about that. Maybe I'll do another video on that one next. Anyway, hope you have a good night. Blessings and peace.